What if I told you the golden spice in your kitchen might be more potent than some pharmacy tablets? You've probably heard that turmeric is beneficial, but have you ever stopped to wonder exactly how this bright yellow spice works its magic? Most people just assume that sprinkling it on your food is enough. But that is one of the biggest misconceptions out there. Today, we aren't going to rehash the basic facts. Instead, we are going to dive deep into the astonishing microscopic world of our body and finally unveil the scientific secrets behind turmeric. You'll discover how it truly combats inflammation, why 99% of its potential power is usually wasted before it even reaches its target, and most importantly, how to fix that. Get ready, because after watching this video, you will look at that jar of turmeric through a completely different lens. By the way, are you already using turmeric? Let me know in the comments how you incorporate it. Before we head into the lab, let's take a quick trip back in time. Turmeric is not some trendy new superfood that marketers cooked up yesterday. This spice has been the gold standard in Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine for thousands of years. Ancient healers used it to treat everything from digestive issues and wound healing to soothing joint pain. They understood its power intuitively. But what exactly were they sensing? At the center of our investigation isn't the turmeric root itself, but its main star, its secret agent, a compound called curcumin. It is this polyphenol that gives turmeric its dazzling color and, more importantly, the vast majority of its incredible medicinal properties. Remember that name, curcumin, because it is curcumin that will be fighting on the front lines in our story today about the battle against inflammation. So, inflammation is our #1 enemy. But what exactly is it? Most people think of it as a purely negative process, but that's not entirely accurate. Imagine you cut your finger. Your body instantly sounds the alarm. It rushes the emergency response team, your immune cells, straight to the site of the injury. You experience redness, swelling, heat, and pain. This is acute inflammation, and it is a good, healthy reaction. It protects us, fights infection, and initiates the process of healing. The problem, however, only begins when this internal fire alarm never switches off. When your body is constantly in a state of high alert, even if there is no real ongoing threat. This is known as chronic inflammation. It is silent, often undetectable, yet unbelievably destructive. It can smolder within us for years like dying embers, slowly damaging our cells, tissues, and organs. Modern science now regards chronic inflammation as the root cause of many serious conditions, from arthritis and heart disease to diabetes and even certain types of cancer. And this is exactly where our hero enters the picture. To truly understand how curcumin combats this silent enemy, we first need to get acquainted with the cellular mastermind behind it all. It's called F-kappa B, or NFKB for short. This isn't just a simple molecule. It is essentially the master switch for inflammation inside our cells. Picture the control panel of a nuclear power plant. NFKB is that one big red button that kicks off a chain reaction. Under normal conditions, this molecule lies dormant, essentially asleep, in the cell's cytoplasm. But when a danger signal arrives, whether from an injury, an infection, or even stress, NFKB instantly activates. It rushes into the cell nucleus, where our DNA is stored, and flips on the genes responsible for producing inflammatory molecules like cytokines. Essentially, It commands, initiate inflammation. With chronic inflammation, however, this switch is permanently stuck in the on position, and the body's inflammation factory runs non-stop. So, how exactly do we shut down this conductor of cellular chaos? And this is where the magic of curcumin happens. It doesn't operate like brute force trying to smash everything. Instead, it acts like a smart and incredibly subtle diplomat. Curcumin penetrates the cell, and rather than attacking the NFKB master switch itself, it prevents it from entering the command center. Imagine that NFKB is a general rushing into headquarters to give the order to attack. Curcumin in this scenario acts as an invisible barrier. It stops that general from ever getting through the door, which is the cell nucleus. It effectively blocks the specific pathways that activate an NFKB. Consequently, this master switch simply cannot reach the DNA to flip the necessary buttons. The command to unleash the inflammatory storm is never issued. This is an incredibly elegant mechanism. Unlike many direct-acting medications, curcumin works on a fundamental level, preventing the inflammatory cascade from even being activated. It doesn't just put out the fire. It stops the fire from ever starting. It sounds like the magic bullet. Just eat more turmeric, and all your problems are solved. But this is where we hit the biggest wall. The crucial issue many health articles conveniently ignore. It's called bioavailability. That sounds complicated, but the core concept is simple. Our bodies struggle greatly to absorb curcumin. When you swallow a spoonful of turmeric, most of the active compound passes straight through your digestive tract, barely making it into the bloodstream. Our liver and intestinal walls are incredibly efficient at metabolizing and flushing it out of the system. Imagine sending an army of 100,000 soldiers, but only a few hundred ever reach the battlefield. The rest are simply lost along the way. This is precisely why simply sprinkling turmeric on your food, while generally beneficial, won't deliver the powerful therapeutic effects described in the studies. You could consume massive quantities of the spice, yet the curcumin levels in your blood would remain frustratingly low. This is the biggest myth we need to debunk. Simply eating turmeric is not enough to unlock its true, powerful potential. Fortunately, our hero has a trusty sidekick that solves this precise problem, and chances are this helper is already sitting in your kitchen cabinet. We are talking about simple black pepper, or, to be precise, the active compound within it, piperine. Piperine acts as the essential key, unlocking the doors that allow curcumin entry into our system. How does it work? It inhibits, or slows down, the function of specific liver enzymes. These enzymes tirelessly try to break down and eliminate curcumin before it can be used. Think of it this way. Piperine temporarily distract the guards, those enzymes, allowing the curcumin to successfully slip past and enter the bloodstream. Research has shown truly astonishing results. Adding just a simple pinch of black pepper can increase curcumin's bioavailability by up to 2,000%. Yes, you heard that correctly. A 20-fold increase. This effectively turns a small platoon of soldiers reaching their target into a full-fledged army of thousands. This explains why, in many traditional recipes, especially in Indian cuisine, turmeric is nearly always paired with black pepper. The ancient cooks didn't understand the biochemistry involved, but they certainly knew exactly what worked. But curcumin is a highly versatile compound. It doesn't rely on just a single method of attack. Beyond blocking inflammation's main regulator, it also targets other key inflammatory pathways, specifically enzymes known as COX-2. If that name sounds familiar, you'd be correct. Many popular non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, like ibuprofen or aspirin, work by blocking these very enzymes. COX-2 enzymes produce prostaglandins, the compounds responsible for pain and swelling. Interestingly, curcumin also helps suppress COX-2 activity, but it does so more gently and selectively than synthetic pharmaceuticals. This means it can help mitigate pain and inflammation, while potentially avoiding the gastric side effects often associated with the long-term use of typical over-the-counter pain relievers. In essence, curcumin acts as a natural complement to these medications, offering a comprehensive, multi-target approach to easing discomfort. Inflammation and oxidative stress are the ultimate destructive duo. They always come as a package deal. They fuel and amplify each other in a vicious cycle that systematically breaks down our cells. You can think of oxidative stress as rust for the human body. It's caused by unstable molecules known as free radicals. These are like tiny marauders that race through your system, snatching electrons from healthy cells, thereby damaging DNA, proteins, and cell membranes. This is where curcumin reveals yet another one of its major superpowers. It is a powerhouse antioxidant. First, due to its unique chemical structure, curcumin can directly neutralize these marauders by donating its own electron, instantly turning them into harmless molecules. It essentially takes the hit for us, shielding our cells from harm. That function alone is incredibly valuable. But curcumin doesn't stop there. It operates even more intelligently. Instead of simply fighting free radicals on its own, curcumin acts like a wise general who trains and strengthens the body's own internal army. Our body already has its own built-in antioxidant defense system, a whole squad of enzymes, like superoxide dismutase or glutathione peroxidase. Their job is to constantly patrol the body and neutralize those free radicals. This is where curcumin comes in. It dramatically stimulates the activity of these enzymes. It's essentially pressing the supercharged mode button on our internal defense system. That's a much more effective strategy than working solo. It's not just giving us a fish. It's giving us a fishing rod and teaching us how to use it. In this way, curcumin provides dual protection against oxidative stress. It fights the enemy directly and makes our own inherent defenses significantly more powerful. It's truly a comprehensive approach to protecting your cells from damage. Let's shift our focus now to the brain. Curcumin's powerful anti-inflammatory effects extend right into our master organ. Inside the brain, there's a crucial protein known as brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF for short. Think of BDNF as fertilizer for your brain cells. It helps neurons grow, survive, and form the new connections that are absolutely critical for learning and memory. Researchers have found that in various brain conditions, including depression and Alzheimer's disease, levels of this vital fertilizer are dramatically reduced. Chronic inflammation in the brain is a major contributing factor to this decline. So, where does curcumin come in? Studies indicate that curcumin is able to cross the blood-brain barrier, that crucial protective shield, and effectively boost BDNF levels. This mechanism may explain why some studies link regular turmeric consumption with improved cognitive function and a reduced risk of age-related neurological decline. It doesn't just put out the fire of inflammation, it actively helps repair and strengthen our entire neural network. One of the most thoroughly researched applications of curcumin is, without a doubt, joint health. Millions of people worldwide suffer from arthritis, which is fundamentally an inflammatory disease. Whether it's osteoarthritis, linked to cartilage wear and tear, or rheumatoid arthritis, an autoimmune disease, the root cause is always inflammation, leading to pain, stiffness, and eventual joint damage. And this is where clinical studies offer very encouraging results. Numerous studies have demonstrated that taking curcumin extract can significantly reduce pain and improve mobility in patients suffering from knee osteoarthritis. In several trials, its effectiveness was found to be comparable to that of ibuprofen, yet curcumin caused significantly fewer gastrointestinal side effects. This positions curcumin as an attractive natural alternative for the long-term management of arthritis symptoms, allowing individuals to lead a more active lifestyle with less discomfort. Cardiovascular disease, CVD, continues to be the leading cause of death worldwide. And, as you might suspect, chronic inflammation plays a crucial role in its development. But curcumin offers robust protection for our hearts in several key ways. First, it enhances endothelial function. The endothelium is that delicate lining of our blood vessels. Keeping it healthy is critically important for regulating blood pressure, so preventing blood clots and maintaining vascular elasticity. Studies have even shown that curcumin's effectiveness in improving endothelial function may be comparable to regular physical exercise. Second, that as we've established, curcumin is a powerful antioxidant and fights inflammation, which inherently shields blood vessels from damage. Furthermore, evidence suggests that curcumin can help lower levels of bad cholesterol, LDL, and prevent its oxidation, a critical step in the formation of atherosclerotic plaques. This provides comprehensive, multifaceted protection for our entire cardiovascular system. Let's turn our attention now to a very sensitive subject, and I want to approach this with extreme caution. We are going to be discussing cancer. Let me state up front, turmeric is not a cure for cancer. However, science is actively studying its potential in this area, and the preliminary results are extremely intriguing. We understand that chronic inflammation creates an environment that facilitates the growth and progression of cancerous cells. Because curcumin is a powerful anti-inflammatory agent, it may help disrupt this process. Laboratory and animal studies have demonstrated that curcumin can influence cancer cells at a molecular level. It appears to slow their growth, help prevent their spread, and can even induce their death, a process known as apoptosis. Research is currently exploring its role in preventing certain types of cancer, as well as its potential as an adjunctive treatment alongside traditional therapies. The goal is often to potentially boost the effectiveness of chemotherapy while mitigating some of the associated side effects. This is certainly a very promising area, but it is crucial to remember that this remains a field of intensive and ongoing scientific investigation. Let's clear up a crucial point right away. Turmeric and curcumin are not the same thing. When we talk about the turmeric spice you buy at the grocery store, we're referring to the powdered, dried root of the plant. The content of curcuminoids, those key active compounds, in that powder is actually quite low, It usually ranges between 2 to 5%. This means a single teaspoon of culinary turmeric contains a very small amount of pure curcumin. This is why, to achieve the significant therapeutic effects we often discuss, people don't rely on the spice alone. They typically use standardized extracts or supplements. In these specialized supplements, the curcumin content is artificially boosted, often standardized up to 95%. This allows you to get a concentrated dose of the active ingredient in a single, small capsule. So, when you read about those impressive research findings, keep in mind that they almost always utilized these highly concentrated extracts, and not the standard culinary spice. If you've decided to try curcumin supplements, how do you choose a high-quality product from the hundreds of bottles on the shelves? Here are a few key points to look out for. First, check the label for the phrase, standardized to 95% curcuminoids. This guarantees you are getting a high concentration of the active ingredients. Second, as we've already discussed, bioavailability is crucial. Therefore, look for supplements that include piperine, which is black pepper extract, often branded as bioperine. This is the simplest and most proven way to dramatically improve absorption. Third, there are other modern technologies designed to boost bioavailability. For example, curcumin might be blended with phospholipids, known as the phytosome form, or processed using special micellar technology. These supplements might cost a little more, but they are often significantly more effective. Always read the ingredients carefully and choose a product from a trusted manufacturer who is transparent about their technology. There is another crucial secret to absorbing curcumin effectively, one that is deeply rooted in ancient traditions. Curcumin is a fat-soluble compound. This means it dissolves poorly in water, but wonderfully in fats. When you consume curcumin alongside healthy fats, it is absorbed much more easily into the lymphatic system via the intestines. Crucially, this process often bypasses the liver, where it might otherwise be rapidly broken down and metabolized. This is yet another natural way to maximize its bioavailability. This very principle is the foundation of the famous golden milk recipe. In this drink, turmeric is mixed with milk, often coconut or almond, both of which contain healthy fats, and sometimes a little coconut or other oil is added. This is more than just a delicious and warming beverage. It's a biochemically smart way to deliver curcumin to your body. So, if you are adding turmeric to your food, make sure the dish includes healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, or nuts. This is a simple trick that will help you unlock more benefits from this remarkable spice. Despite all its benefits, is curcumin actually safe? For the vast majority of people, the answer is a resounding yes. Turmeric itself has been used as a food and spice for centuries, and its safety profile is incredibly well documented. When consumed in standard culinary doses, it generally presents zero issues. Even when taking therapeutic supplement dosages, side effects are rare and typically mild. The most common issues reported are mild stomach discomfort, nausea, or diarrhea, usually only occurring with extremely high intake. However, there are a few specific groups who should exercise caution. Curcumin has mild blood-thinning properties. Therefore, if you are currently taking anticoagulants, like warfarin, you absolutely must consult your healthcare provider first. It can also stimulate bile production. For this reason, if you have gallstones or bile duct obstruction, Supplementation is generally not recommended, and of course, pregnant or nursing women should always speak with their doctor before starting any new supplement regimen. Other than these specific precautions, curcumin remains one of the safest natural nutraceuticals available today. One of the most frequently asked questions is, how much curcumin do I actually need to take to see results? Unfortunately, there isn't a single, universal answer. The optimal dose can really depend on your current health status, body weight, and your unique individual biology. However, we can use the dosages employed in scientific studies as a reliable starting point. In the majority of clinical trials investigating curcumin's anti-inflammatory properties, researchers typically use doses ranging from 500 to 2,000 milligrams of standardized extract per day, often split into 2 or 3 separate servings. It's crucial to understand that we are talking specifically about curcumin extract, not just standard turmeric powder. To get that therapeutic level of curcumin from the raw spice alone, you would have to consume tablespoons of it, which is simply not realistic. I must strongly recommend that you avoid self-treating before you start taking any new supplement, especially when considering higher doses. Make sure you discuss it with your healthcare provider. They can help you determine the appropriate and safest dosage tailored specifically for your needs. Let's circle back to the central myth one last time and solidify this key concept. The myth goes like this: I sprinkled turmeric into my curries and soups, so I must be getting the full anti-inflammatory benefit. Now you understand why that's not exactly the case. Don't get me wrong. It is a very healthy habit. Any amount of turmeric in your diet is fantastic. It adds flavor, color, and contains many beneficial compounds beyond just curcumin. However, if your goal is to achieve the powerful, therapeutic, anti-inflammatory effects comparable to what's shown in clinical research, then simply sprinkling the spice onto your meals, unfortunately, won't cut it. The reason lies in the triple barrier. The low concentration of curcumin found in the spice itself, its extremely poor absorption in the gut, and its rapid metabolism by the liver. Without critical bioavailability boosters like piperine or healthy fats, and without the concentrated dose provided by standardized extracts, most of the spice's healing potential will simply pass right through your system. It's like trying to fill a bathtub using an eyedropper. It's crucial to understand that turmeric, or any supplement for that matter, isn't a magic bullet. It is a powerful tool, but it works best when it's integrated as part of an entire system. It's unrealistic to expect curcumin to perform miracles if you're eating fast food, leading a sedentary lifestyle, skimping on sleep, and constantly dealing with chronic stress. All of these habits are powerful drivers of chronic inflammation on their own. The most effective approach is a comprehensive anti-inflammatory strategy. This strategy includes a diet rich in vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, and whole grains. It also involves regular physical activity, high-quality sleep, and stress management techniques, whether that's meditation, yoga, or simply spending time in nature. This is the healthy foundation where curcumin truly shines. It acts as that crucial amplifier, helping your body work even more efficiently in the fight against inflammation. Curcumin is not a replacement for a healthy lifestyle, but a powerful complement to it. Science never stands still, and research into curcumin is constantly moving forward. Scientists worldwide are focused on the main challenge: how to deliver this remarkable compound to target cells even more efficiently. New and even more sophisticated delivery systems are currently being developed and tested. For example, curcumin is being enclosed in microscopic liposomes, tiny fatty vesicles that easily merge with cell membranes. Alternatively, they are creating curcumin nanoparticles, which are so small they can penetrate tissues far more effectively. These future technologies promise to further increase the bioavailability and subsequently the therapeutic potential of the golden spice. It is possible that in just a few years we will have curcumin-based preparations that act faster and with greater precision. But even today, armed with the knowledge of piperine, healthy fats, and high-quality extracts, we can utilize the power of this ancient medicine with the maximum efficiency modern science allows. So let's quickly summarize everything we've uncovered. We've established that turmeric is much more than just a spice. It's essentially a natural pharmacy, and the main star of the show is curcumin. Its superpower lies in its ability to work at a fundamental level, essentially flipping the master switch that controls chronic inflammation in our cells. But we also uncovered its biggest drawback: notoriously poor bioavailability. Crucially, we learned the secrets to transforming this weakness into a strength, pairing it with its trusty partner, piperine from black pepper, and always remembering to include healthy fats. It turns out the real secret to turmeric isn't just consuming it, but understanding how to truly unlock its incredible potential. This knowledge is the crucial turning point that separates simply using the spice in your cooking from truly leveraging its conscious therapeutic benefits. Thank you so much for watching this video until the very end. If you found this information new or helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our future scientific deep dives. Now, a question for all of you. Has this video changed the way you view turmeric? And what single fact surprised you the most? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.